Welcome to Leaders Talk, Papo de Líderes. Today I'm starting a new format as I promised in the beginning. So this will be a presentation regarding an article that I read 2 months ago from this famous magazine, The Economist. It's one of the most prestigious economics magazines in the world. And they have published recently a 20-point summary of an analysis of more than 50 experts of what is coming for 2021. We share them in this audio. Again, this is a new format. It's a presentation. I will talk through and I will add my comments as well, my views regarding. I agree with most of the things that's there, but again, as I always say, I'm not being prescriptive. This is my interpretation. I respect The Economist. Again, it's 50 analysts or experts that have given their views about mega trends, what is happening and what will be in the future. And so come with me. Let's check. If you like this type of format, please put comment down below. Share this with your friends and come with me. Thank you. So let's start. The Economist tells how 2021 will be. So the first topic that these 50 experts that made this article in this prestigious economics magazine talks about remote work. Humans want to socialize again, but remote work will basically stay the same. The mixed work model is unrealistic. We will simply continue to work online from our increasingly adapted homes and with meetings in fun and different places every month to socialize and connect. Multiple spaces for large digital meetings will be created with all solutions resolved. Nobody wants to live in traffic and in that maelstrom of information and work again. My personal view is that hybrid work as a hybrid study education will be the future. Companies are reducing space. I've even heard about office-less companies that the rental of their buildings or floors expired. They decided until they get to know how it will be in the future, not to have office anymore. In big companies, I'm not saying local, small companies. But I believe recently, even big high-tech company, there is a global HR director of one of these companies that stated that people are abusing a bit, working from the beach. So it went to an extreme that they don't want, they want to avoid. So please stay tuned, because I do believe some rules will be implemented soon. Rules like a 2 hours drive from office, because if you need it for a meeting, so you don't need to live anymore in downtown. This exodus to the countryside, I think, came to stay. But you most probably will not have the flexibility that we are seeing happening today. Number 2, offices close at a very high percentage, and that backward model is taken up by disruptive technology. As I mentioned, lots of headquarters are closing, are changing, moving to other places cheaper. So every day we will have more digital assistants to work efficiently. So those big corporations will forever be remembered as the huge mammoth of 80s and 20s in extinction. People don't always work like that, and they want forever work on that same scheme. So this change came for good. I have a different opinion. I think some corporation, they still need to have the type of brick and mortar style of office. So let's not generalize, in my opinion. But one thing for sure, work hotels, at least 50% of them will disappear. Travel, congress, or work meetings never return as they were if they can be done online. Work tourism practically disappears. Calls become video calls. The great congress will be virtual. New product launches in digital form and innovative technologies. So congress supported by intelligence, artificial intelligence to receive personal experience, this will be the new norm. And we have seen already happening, like big conferences, and there are so many apps already available that you feel that you are there. I'm not talking even about a virtual experience or augmented reality. I'm saying that simply app in your computer or in your phone. But imagine, I mentioned once that I have traveled 51 times in the year. It's an average of more than one travel per week, taking that I had 4 weeks vacation. That for sure, I don't think it will happen anymore. So this came for good. Things that you can resolve in a meeting, in a phone call, or in a video conference that is quite easy nowadays with good quality will substitute these flights, and you don't lose anymore 2 hours before in the airport, all the hassle to travel. And number 4, the houses become more high-tech and adapted to daily work. This is a reality already, but I believe there are lots of opportunity to improve in terms of companies dedicated to solving the needs of working from home, in terms of connectivity, internet, and so on and so forth. So the house changes location, for sure. You don't need to be closer to your office anymore, but not at how it is today. I think some rules will be implemented. Today you can live outside a big city, work the same and generate the same value. The physical location passes to a second term for companies, but to a first term for workers. So this is a reality that you're already seeing. People are moving to bigger space where they can have an office isolated in the countryside, but we are working harder, longer hours, and the burnout is something to worry. And there is one topic in this article that the Economist mentioned about that. Number 5, productivity no longer depends on a boss who reviews you. Now it's through platforms that help you measure results, KPIs, and efficient times. The way of hiring staff is rethought as well. Hiring the best in the world today is easier, cheaper, and more efficient. There will be no difference between hiring local and foreign personnel. Today we are global, so we are talking about global talent. And this is a reality. I know people, friends that are hired in one place and they are working for companies elsewhere. Yes, they might need to travel once a month for the monthly meetings or to some market, but they can work from home. And that reduces lots of attached costs, added costs that an expat, for example, brings, and sometimes makes the company to think twice and drive or prefer to hire someone local. If you can get the best talent elsewhere in the world, why not, if the cost is similar? So people are being hired despite where they live. This is a reality. Number 6, virtual everything. Everything that is repetitive becomes virtual and in a subscription scheme. From church, art, gyms, cinemas, entertainment. Sometimes we will go to physical things, but the numbers will not close to maintain the physical structures that were there before. So fewer places will be able to keep some physical structures. Sophisticated in-home VR services are coming soon. So the virtual reality will be there, this augmented reality, and then it will be easier, even more, to work from home and to do everything in a subscription scheme. Again, we'll talk soon about free. There is never a free lunch, so subscription, in my view, is the future. I agree with the Economist, because this guarantees some data protection. That's an important topic mentioned here as well. Number 7, companies that do not invest at least 10% in new technologies will disappear. So to invest in new technologies become a must. The traditional company came to an end in 2020. It only remains to wait for its final death. With limited resources, companies require more certainty and better investment. A technology company, fresh and new today, can unset one that has been doing the same for the last 50 years. So there is even a joke that I have received, some questions about who turned the company digital faster, the CEO, the president of the company, the CIO, the IT director, or the pandemic. And for sure the pandemic forced we all become digital overnight. For sure, some companies benefit from their preparedness if they were ready before that than others. But I'm sure that we will learn it. There is an expression that we are changing the tire while the car is moving. And that happened in so many places. So this came to stay. I don't think that, again, all the companies will go extinct like big mammoths. My personal view is that the economists or the experts are being a bit radical. I do believe that some industry, because of its nature, will continue more or less as it is today, but for sure the technology will be a must. Number 8, tourism. The tourism returns, but the entertainment one. So tourism for entertainment return is fully strengthened in the second half of 2021. I believe it might take longer with these new variants of coronavirus coming. It might delay a bit, but for sure it will come. People are stressed and everybody is tired to stay in a prison at home. So for sure we will see a huge peak on demand as soon as the pandemic gets easier. But again, the tourism should be accompanied by a lot of technology in its operation, from the purchase, the operation, and the experience to be received. People appreciate more than ever visiting the natural, but with highly technological solution. More remote locations, more authentic experience supported with 24/7 digital assistance. Interaction is the foundation of the entertainment of the future. So be a part, experience something authentic, and discover information in a dynamic way will be the new tourism that we are foreseeing. And I'm sure people, as soon as it becomes possible, will travel. Number 9, data protection. I've mentioned before, and I think that will be a big concern. It's already in several countries. You have these global data protection, and you have legislation in certain parts of the world. So the handling of personal data becomes more delicate, and the large platforms will change. People come back to pay for subscription because of the sense of transparency that it involves. They would rather pay than give away their data. The big brands today are worth their credibility. Everything can be copied or replicated except prestige. So the value of the company today depends on many factors and not just on its annual sale. So the thinking of I'm getting this is free, watch out, there is no free lunch. For sure you are getting an app free because the app is selling your data to someone else. And then you don't know why you receive some advertisement of something that you just give a like or you check it out in the internet. So again, I'm sure that people will start to be more worried and cautious about data protection, and not only people, all the companies. Number 10, workforce is dramatically reduced based on this article from the Economist and the expert. And many simple operations are given to AI, artificial intelligence. Their forecast is by 2024, AI will already handle complicated operations in millions of locations. But mainstream adoption begins already in 2021. A very big global layoff season is coming. Unemployment occurs for multifactorial reasons and not only because of the economic crisis. Again, as it has happened in many other revolutions, I don't think it's as doom as the Economist is saying. In my view, as happened in other revolutions, the workforce will need to evolve. A robot will never replace the QE, the emotional intelligence. So the soft skills that I call power skills will continue guaranteeing your work. But you will need to be open to learn, unlearn, and learn again really fast. But I agree that the way we work today will definitely be different. I have a good friend that has a company that is developing these robots, that's developing the automation of several companies, and he always says that it's not only for the sake of efficiency, it helps in terms of accuracy, reduce errors in terms of audit. So it's inevitable that most of the companies will need to implement this. But I believe that as it has happened before, if the workforce understand, if the people understand that they need to really be agile in learning, unlearning and relearning, they will still have a job. Number 11, education. In my view, it will be a hybrid education that will mix on and offline. But the Economist is saying that, and I agree, education will never return the same. It might become face-to-face, but with adaptive technology. Each one what he needs. Studying offline and online will be normal. Schools and universities are transformed into a hybrid scheme forever. It returns to the scheme of hiring highly trained people to fill important positions. But candidates without a university degree are accepted as well for less important positions who have the necessary experience. A chat that I had with my son when he turned 18 years old was quite interesting, and I mentioned in one of these chapters in one of my videos here. He was asking me why to study 13, 14 subjects and need to pass in all exams if he will not need them in the future. So again, this is the reality in Brazil. I know that out abroad there are more holistic educational system that take into consideration a more holistic portfolio or subjects, and so to adapt it more to the needs of to prepare more the students to become a better professional, more flexible, to learn where to get the information, not necessary to memorize the data. So again, for me, the flexibility, the learning agility, the resilience will be more important than the hard skills, than the tough subjects. But for sure, the rules of the game will change during the game. So you will need to be ready and adapt really fast if you want to be on top of the game and be competitive and be hired. Number 12, about medicine. I do believe that the remote medicine came to stay. The medical system adapted to the digital world with remote technology will be forever. A teleconference medical appointment will be normal. People will continue with rapid COVID tests throughout 2021 to feel safe. The vaccine is very fast-paced, but you will find great challenges along the way. Large hospitals, they will rethink their operation due to the economic crisis they have suffered from COVID. People get less sick from virus, bacteria, and diseases due to poor food handling that they had before, to a recurrent cleaning of the common individual that they learned because of the COVID. So one good thing that this pandemic brought is that we are all more mindful, aware of cleanness, care with our hands, mouth, nose, and this will bring a benefit. And for sure, devices and apps will help us to track better our health and identify any potential risk or disease quite soon, what will make it easier to tackle and solve. So technology in my view, in the medicine side, will benefit us a lot. Number 13, personal economy contracts. This is a reality. There are new ways of generating business transactions are used, and people save more. A high percentage of family spending goes to activities that were previously unpaid, and vice versa. The purchase of items such as elegant clothes is replaced by casual clothes that are cheaper. So even more now, if you don't need to go to the office every day. So the radical transformation of habits continues in 2021. The pandemic made us value more simple things. Cook at home, play board games with the kids, with the family. But the electronics continues to be the most appreciated and acquired product for another year, as well as everything that is technology. So again, personal economic contracts, contracts to work will change. You will start to see more people working remotely, part-time, ad hoc. So this will be the new reality in my personal view. Number 14, e-commerce came to stay. E-commerce continues to grow, but online players like Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube enter to compete with Amazon. By The Economist, almost 50% of the global physical stores will close. Stores survive thanks to being experiences and showrooms, but real commerce by the end of 2024 will be greater online than in person in many areas. Large shopping malls will be trapped in time. Very few will survive in long term. I have a different opinion here. I have a good friend that is the president of the Brazilian Shopping Mall Association, and he says that the malls will change for sure, adapt, become a bit more like a logistics center, but he does not believe on the end of it, and I personally agree. Consumers will still want to go because of the experience to the mall. Again, it varies from culture to culture. For sure, in Brazil, the shopping centers, the mall are closer to downtown. Then you go to the US, it's more in the countryside. So it will depend on the role that the shopping center, the mall, have in the day-to-day life. But I don't think they will not exist anymore. Number 15, climate change. This will become a topic much talked about and supported. Large industry will continue to transform and artificial intelligence to understand and operate it better. So the adoption of bicycles as the main transport will continue to grow thanks to the transformation of cities. We will move from the COVID topic to climate change as the main topic in the natural way, and a global union opportunity to help transform and resolve the big issues. So many companies have already started to implement ESG targets and to communicate them to shareholders, analysts. So what is the ESG? The environmental social governance is the targets like carbon neutral by year X, to the best use or reuse of water, and so many things that is related to the environmental, to the social, and to the governance of these will become critical to these companies and to the world. Number 16, credibility and transparency become crucial. So new models of information and news by subscription with more transparency will help to provide content without so much fake news. So credibility and transparency will be the cornerstone of all companies and for most of the people. People are tired of so much information and they prefer to access curated systems to interact, even if they need to pay for that. But immediacy will continue to be highly valued. So I want it now, at my fingertip will be there, but in my view, you will pay to get a credible source of information and maybe get less information but more credible. So again, less will be more for sure in this area. Number 17, mental health gains importance. So mental health becomes a recurring theme, and large platforms help people to cope with the situations of aggressiveness, loneliness, and anguish that they have experienced while being isolated. One of the great costs of 2020 is the complication to work as a team again. Much to work, much to rethink. We have seen leadership crises in companies, and this will become more common every day. There is a big taboo on talking about this issue still today in many companies, in many cultures. There is a kind of shame or wrong perception of weakness if someone says that they need help. Guys, let's take the opportunity that May is the mental health month to break this taboo. It's not weakness to look for help. What do you prefer to burn out? In reality, those that look for it are those that are looking for improvement, to learn more about themselves, to become a better person, a better leader, a better employee, a better husband or wife. So kudos to them. Let's not judge or prejudge, because I do believe that this is one of the most important areas that has been neglected throughout the years, and people don't talk much about it. So let's take the opportunity that May is the mental health month. Number 18, social entrepreneurship. The great problems such as education, health, energy, security, politics, the destruction of the middle class take the spotlight, and solutions are developed by technology companies. Large capital is invested in doing good, while global problems are solved. So social entrepreneurship at its best with very substantial financial results. I always consider CSR, corporate social responsibility, a critical role for any company to give back to the society, not because of any debt feeling, but to create a feel-good environment inside the company and outside as well. And for me, a sustainable corporate social responsibility program, it's not to give the fish, it's to tell them how to fish, maybe to give the rod, is what will make the difference. And when I see that this is a big topic, a trending topic that the Economist is targeting, I feel good about that. Number 19, natural and healthy is the new luxury. Everything goes to the natural and healthy. Food, experience, and way of interacting. 100% natural is already happening today. Producing your own food, meditating, and exercising become part of everyday life. Permaculture and efficient personal production systems are growing exponentially. The amount of people that I know today, mainly because of the pandemic, started to grow their own vegetables, like lettuce, tomato, cherry tomato, carrot. So it became, I have seen a lot of people. It became a hobby that helps to relax, but at the same time adds additional pleasure to what they eat, because gives them the icing on the cake. Sorry, better, the cherry, need to be natural fruit on the salad. Everyone wants to be able to satisfy their personal health edible needs. Consume local but real. Being healthier is the new luxury. Lavish products lose value and justification. Recycling is becoming more back with much more force after a year of uncontrollable waste. Now with great technologies that actually initiate and solve the problems generated in the past. And so many big organizations, big companies are already tackling these healthy and natural and promising to shareholders and stakeholders that part of their products in the future, in the near future, will come with product made right, product healthier. So you have big organizations like Nestle, Danone, Mondelez International promising that they will try their best to find alternatives. I have seen that happening in other categories like tobacco, that the demonization of the industry made the industry to look for alternatives to deliver the nicotine via next generation products, innovation products that is less harmful because there is have no combustion. I'm sure the sugar industry is already developing alternatives to tackle that. So stay tuned in this area. I think this will become the big thing that will happen in the coming years is innovations in this category. Okay? And last but not least, and I like, for me, this is the best one, the number 20, is that 2021 is a rebirth. The world is seeing this year as a new beginning. People will rethink their personal, work, health, money, and spiritual goals. Great opportunities are coming to satisfy all those requirements and changes of thought. A new start with more real values, many behaviors are transformed and will never return. Accumulating, consuming, and living for the material goes to the negative side of the conversation. Innovation, technology, the natural, and lateral thinking are the base of the new reality. To continue doing the same without rethinking in 2021 is to go straight to the gorge. Everyone is on time. So guys, this is the Economist article that I found quite interesting to share. I added my personal notes. Again, these are my views. So, but I would like to know if you agree or not. So please comment down below. I hope you enjoyed this new format. That is a video with a presentation that can be a podcast if you don't have time to watch. So if you are driving, if you can listen to it. If yes, please give a comment down below so I will continue with this format. Please share with your friends and comment with any recommendations, suggestions, and feedback. Best regard, stay safe and stay tuned. Cheers, bye-bye.